Well, happy freaking Friday. Thank God it is here. I don't know about you guys. It is a long ass week. I'm so glad Friday's here. Gonna be a hot weekend though. Down here in Southeast Texas. I hope where it is, where you are, it isn't too hot. I hope you are getting some rain, man. We're in a freaking drought. Sick of using my water to water the yard. And it's not even helping anyway. It's dying basically. But I'm a glutton for punishment. I still try to save it. Anyway, today, on this Friday, we're going to go over Big 12, Big 10, Conference USA, and MAC as we continue our conference preview. I got some news items here, so we're going to get to those first. Before we start, hit that subscribe button down there so you don't miss anything. Listen to it, watch it sometime this afternoon because who the hell wants to work on a Friday anyway, right? Right. All right. So let's get started with some news here. Man, all these teams wanting to leave their conference, and I can understand the Pac-12, and I can understand the ACC too. But let's get over this. Arizona Wildcats taking the final steps to join the Big 12. Both the Arizona Board of Regents and Big 12 presidents met Thursday. I don't think they met each other. I think they met separately to discuss leaving the Pac-12 and coming to the Big 12. At the same time, the Big Ten presidents and chancellors authorized Commissioner Tony Petitti, I think that's how you say his name, to formally explore adding Oregon and Washington. Somebody need to grab Oregon and Washington because I know Washington, they had a down year a couple years ago, but they got this new coach now. I think he's going to be pretty damn good. So you can go ahead and count them back as a powerhouse. So somebody needs to grab them. Looks like the Big Ten might be doing that. Big 12, they're also looking at Arizona State and Utah. So with relation to that story, Pac-12, which is not the Pac-12 anymore, exploring a new media rights deal with Apple TV. It was presented by Commissioner George Karkoff. I think that's how you say his name. You know, I've not been impressed with this guy. I remember, was it last year Media Days, I think? He gives an opening statement. He goes, okay, I'll take questions. And he brings two other people up there to answer questions with him. Right then, I wasn't really too impressed with this guy. And now this whole thing with Apple TV. Look, I don't know what it is about American business, but things from football conferences to car manufacturers to people that make all kinds of stuff across the country, they all think everybody makes $10,000 a month. I mean, if you've got 3 or 4 streaming platforms you're already paying for, why the hell are you going to pay for another streaming platform just to watch, what's left of the Pac-12 in their football league? I mean, I can understand if your team you live and die for, or your alma mater's in there maybe, but the rest of the country, I ain't going to do it. I pay enough. In fact, I had such bad experiences with streaming, I went back to Dish Network. Yeah, they get in fights with some of the networks sometimes, but it happens. But I ain't paying for no streaming services no more. I mean, this is getting ridiculous. You want to watch this? Oh, you got to get this streaming service. You want to watch this? You got to get this one. Man, screw you, okay? Not everybody makes $10,000 a month like American businesses seem to think every American does. It's just ridiculous. But that's what they're exploring is Apple TV, which is whatever. You know, it's their conference. They can do what they want. I think it's stupid, but anyway. All right, enough of them. Florida State's president, Richard McAuliffe, you probably saw this, says Florida State would very seriously consider leaving the ACC unless there's a radical change to the conference's revenue distribution model, which they signed back in 2016. Goes to 2036. They're not happy with it. They're seeing what other schools are paying their teams around the country. I get it, but, I mean, y'all signed a contract way back then. There is a $120 million fee to leave the ACC. And then, there's also going to be courts involved in all that stuff. Like I said, all those ACC schools, they signed this deal back in 2016. Goes to 2036. North Carolina AD, Bubba Cunningham, says, we all signed the deal in 2016. FSU needs to be quiet. So there you go. You got another commissioner you got another president from the school sounding off. And everything I've seen online and in the media too, they're all saying Florida State just needs to deal with it And when the renegotiations come up in, 6, 10, 13 years, I think it is. I'm trying to do it off the top of my head. Then they can do what they want to do. And of course, the people are saying, well, would they go to SEC and all that? And I think the SEC is probably done with expanding for now. Maybe in a couple of years they might. I don't know. I'm not Greg Sankey. I can't speak for him, but just things I've heard and read. So there you go. North Carolina AD telling Florida State, shut up. Be happy. Man, there's now 13 former players have filed lawsuits against Northwestern now. Some of these players going back to when they played there in the early 2000s, 2004. So things just keep getting bad. I thought Northwestern had hit rock bottom, which now they're even going deeper than rock bottom. But the only way is up. But first you got to hit that rock bottom. And I don't know if that rock bottom is going to come from Northwestern anytime soon because things keep happening with them every week. Remember the old gambling violations, Iowa State? Well, the state agency, they were investigating. They said there's no evidence of players manipulating the outcome of games to satisfy their gambling habits. So there's actually nobody betting on their own games, I guess. So that's some good news. NCAA Board of Directors, they directed the Division I Council to deliver a proposal in October to regulate the way college athletes can make money off of NIL. Well, what? Wow. 2 years later now? Was it 2 years later? A year later? 2 years? Now you're going to do something about it? It's like a bank getting robbed and police detectives 2 years afterwards. Well, yeah, I guess we'll go and investigate this thing. Do something about it. NCAA, they just need to disband. I don't know if you need a college football czar to oversee everybody or just have the conferences. Maybe all the conferences have a commission like the mob. Remember the mob? Here are the 5 families. They had a commission. They all voted on what should be done. Maybe that's what we need, a commission. Commission of commissioners, policing college football. So we're going to end with some sad news here, unfortunately. Drexel basketball player, forward, Terrence Butler. Man, he was found dead in his apartment on Wednesday. No details were provided of what happened. They just found him dead. He was a junior on the reserve team. I read he had been he's had some injuries the last couple seasons, so he didn't play many games these last couple seasons, like 8 maybe, I think. But man, that's sad. Young person like that just dying. Man, prayers to his family and friends and teammates. That's just horrible. Something happens like to somebody that young. Like I said, we're gonna go through the Big 12, Big 10, Conference USA, Independence, and MAC conference today. Just gonna go through a little review of what happened last year, what they got, what they're doing this year. So here we go. Big 12, Baylor Bears, 6-7, 4-5 last year. Lost the Armed Forces Bowl to Air Force. They got 3 on offense and 5 on defense coming back. The non-conference schedule: Texas State, Utah, Long Island. And if Utah joins the Big 12, there you go. Preview of a Big 12 showdown. First year in the Big 12, BYU Cougars, 8-5. Won the New Mexico Bowl against SMU. 4 on offense, 6 on defense coming back. Their non-conference schedule includes Sam Houston, Southern Utah, and Arkansas. I forget who it is, BYU or Arkansas. Might be Arkansas. Might be both of them. Have a pretty tough schedule. We'll have to check on when we go around to the SEC. It's one of those 2 teams. I forget which one. First year also in the Big 12, Cincinnati Bearcats, 9-4, 6-2 in the AAC conference last year. Lost the Fenway Bowl to Louisville, Eastern Kentucky, Pitt, Miami of Ohio. That is their non-conference schedule. I had a brain fart there for a minute. Could not find, man, I looked too. Couldn't find how many offensive starters and defensive starters were coming back. I don't know why. Couldn't find it out there, but oh well. First year also, Houston Cougars, 8-5, 5-3 in the AAC. Won the Independence Bowl against the Louisiana Raging Cajuns. 7 on offense, 3 on defense coming back. Non-conference includes UTSA. Remember that game last year in San Antonio? Went down, was it 2 or 3 overtimes? U of H finally pulled it out. Their annual Bayou Bucket Bowl they call against Rice, and then Sam Houston. Iowa State Cyclones 4-8, 1-8 last year. 8 on offense, 7 on defense coming back. Not too bad for Iowa State. See what they can do with that. Northern Iowa, their Cy-Hawk Trophy game against Iowa, and then Ohio Bobcats include their non-conference schedule. Kansas Jayhawks, who had a heck of a year last year. I was impressed. It's gonna be really interesting to see what happens this year. 6-7, 3-6. Lost the Liberty Bowl though in overtime to Arkansas. Arkansas is a good team. Taking Arkansas to overtime in the bowl game, not too bad. 10 starters on offense coming back, 7 on defense. Keep an eye on Kansas this year. See if they can put all that together and do something. Kansas State Wildcats, their rival. This is what they call the Sunflower State Showdown or something. They were 10-4, 7-2. Won the Big 12, beat TCU in that Big 12 championship game. Lost the Sugar Bowl to Alabama, though. 7 on offense, 5 on defense. Not too bad. Southeast Mizzou, Troy, and Mizzou, all on their non-conference schedule. Oklahoma Sooners. A lot of people think that team was a big disappointment last year. I think they were too. 6-7, 3-6. Lost the Cheez-It Bowl to Florida State. 5 on offense coming back, 7 on defense. Their non-conference schedule includes Arkansas State, SMU, and Tulsa. Oklahoma State Cowboys, 7-6, 4-5. Oklahoma State always seems to start off strong, and somewhere in the middle of the season, they always seem to fade away. Lose some games they shouldn't, and it just kind of keeps tumbling. I don't know how they're gonna. They need to learn how to finish the season. Mike Gundy, I think he knows that. Lost the Guaranteed Rate Bowl to Wisconsin. 6 on offense, 2 on defense coming back. Central Arkansas, Arizona State, South Alabama. Non-conference schedule. TCU Horned Frogs, 13-2, 9-0. Lost the Big 12 championship game to K-State, but got in the playoff, won the semifinal game against Michigan. I rooted for the Frogs, but after they lost that Big 12 championship game, I was like, there ain't no way they're going to beat Michigan. They beat Michigan. So then I actually gave them a chance to beat Georgia in that national championship game, and what happened? They showed up for like 5 minutes of the game and took the rest of the game off. Ass handed to them. I think we remember that. Doesn't look too good, though. 3 on offense, 8 on defense coming back, but 3 on offense, man. Non-conference includes Colorado. That might be pretty interesting. You can see how Dion's team does. Nicholls State and crosstown rival SMU. UT Longhorns, 8-5, 6-3. Lost the Alamo Bowl to Washington. Not too bad. 9 on offense. That's really good. 6 on defense. Not too bad. So we'll see what happens there. Non-conference includes Rice. Rematch with Alabama, except this time it's in Tuscaloosa this year. And then Wyoming, which I think Wyoming's coming to Austin. Texas Tech Red Raiders. They had a heck of a year. I didn't expect them to do that good. 8-5, 5-4 in conference. Won the Texas Bowl, beat Ole Miss. Not too bad. 8 on offense coming back, 6 on defense coming back. Put a few things together, get some of them young guys start playing really well. They can have a heck of a season. They also have Wyoming in their non-conference schedule. Ooh, but they got one with Oregon. See how that's going to work. And then Tarleton State. First year in the Big 12 also. Central Florida Golden Knights, 9-5, 6-2. Lost the AAC championship game last year to Tulane. And to add insult to injury, they lost the Military Bowl to Duke. 6 on offense, 6 on defense coming back. Not bad. Kent State, Boise State, and Villanova. Their non-conference schedule. And then West Virginia. A lot of work needs to be done in West Virginia. That was once a great program. 5-7, 3-6. 6 on offense coming back, 4 on defense coming back. They got Penn State and Pitt on their non-conference schedule. And they also got Duquesne. But, man, Penn State and Pitt, ooh, man. I almost feel sorry for them. All right, moving on to the Big Ten. Indiana Hoosiers, 4-8, 2-7 last year. 5 on offense, 2 on defense. By the way, the first game is against Ohio State. Indiana State, Louisville, and Akron, part of their non-conference schedule. Maryland Terrapins. Maryland's really come on the last couple of years. 8-5, 4-5 last year. Won the Duke's Mayo Bowl against NC State. 4 on offense, 5 on defense coming back. Towson, Charlotte, Virginia, all part of their non-conference schedule. Michigan Wolverines, mighty Michigan Wolverines, 13-1, 9-0. Beat Ohio State 2 years in a row. Won the Big Ten, beat Purdue. Lost the semifinal to TCU. 6 on offense, 7 on defense. Nice. East Carolina, UNLV, and Bowling Green is their non-conference schedule. One of their rivals, Michigan State Spartans, 5-7, 3-6. 7 on offense, 6 on defense. Central Michigan, Richmond, and a rematch with Washington. Remember last year? They played Washington pretty good for like the first half, and the second half came, and Washington just kind of ran away with it. Well, they're going to have Washington in their house, Spartan Stadium, this year. So, Ohio State Buckeyes, 11-2, 8-1, lost the semifinal to Georgia on that kick. Remember that? Heartbreaker. 7 on offense, 5 on defense. Youngstown State, Western Kentucky, and that rematch with Notre Dame. So that might be a good one there. Penn State, a lot of people on TV high about Penn State. 11-2, 7-2, won the Rose Bowl against Utah. But what does Utah got to do to win a Rose Bowl? Man, they just had the worst luck in the last couple of years. 8 on offense, 6 on defense. Nice. I can see why people are high on them. West Virginia, Delaware, UMass, part of the non-conference schedule. Rutgers Scarlet Knights, 4-8, 1-8, 5 on offense, 7 on defense. Temple, Virginia Tech, and Wagner on their non-conference schedule. Illinois Fighting Illini, 8-5, 5-4. Lost the Relia Quest Bowl to Mississippi State. 6 on offense, 7 on defense. Not too bad. Toledo, they got Kansas on the schedule, and Florida Atlantic. That Kansas game is going to be interesting with Illinois. Iowa Hawkeyes, 8-5, 5-4. Won the Music City Bowl, beat Kentucky. 7 on offense, 5 on defense. So, if you remember last year, offense is going to score some points and now lead up to the defense this year. You only got 5 starters coming back. Those 7 offensive starters are going to have to step it up. Utah State, Iowa State, and Western Michigan on their non-conference. Minnesota Golden Gophers, 9-4, 5-4. I like PJ Fleck. I like what he's done there. He's starting to build a program there. Beat Syracuse in the Pinstripe Bowl. Gonna be a little tough this year, maybe. We'll see. 5 on offense, 5 on defense coming back. And you got Eastern Michigan, North Carolina, and Louisiana on your non-conference schedule. North Carolina game's going to be tough. Louisiana could be tough, but it depends on what Raging Cajun team you're going to get. Because some years we know they are great, and some years they are not. So, Nebraska Cornhuskers, Matt Rule. In fact, today, the Big Ten Network starts their fall camp tour. Start with Nebraska today. I want to say that was 3 o'clock Central on Big Ten Network. But check it anyway. But yeah, Matt Rule's first year, I think he's going to do a great job there. Look what he did at Temple. Look what he did at Baylor. I know didn't do too good at Carolina Panthers, but not too many times a college coach transitions well into the NFL. So, 8 on offense, 8 on defense. He's bringing the black shirts back and a fullback. He had a fullback camp to get a fullback back on the field in Nebraska. How badass is that? Colorado. Going right, Colorado, Northern Illinois, and Louisiana Tech. They're off their non-conference schedule. Northwestern, you poor guys, they were 1-11, 1-8 last year. It's just that bad. Just keeps continued into this year. Remember that first game they played Nebraska? I think they played them in Ireland. Was it Ireland? Looked good. Both teams actually looked good, but Northwestern looked a little bit better. I actually expected them to get to a bowl game last year. I don't know what the hell happened. But that bad stuff continues into this year because they got 2 on offense coming back, 5 on defense coming back. And they got Duke on the schedule, non-conference schedule, along with UTEP and Howard. Purdue Boilermakers 8-6, 6-3, lost the Big Ten championship game to Michigan, lost the Citrus Bowl to LSU. I don't know if I'd say lost as more as got an ass whipping in the Citrus Bowl by LSU. But 6 on offense, 4 on defense. But Fresno State, Virginia Tech, Syracuse, their non-conference schedule. So that could be tough. And Wisconsin Badgers, first year for Luke Fickell. Cannot wait to see how they do under him. 7-6, 4-5 last year. Won the Guaranteed Rate Bowl against Oklahoma State. 7 on offense, 8 on defense. Not too shabby. Buffalo, Washington State, and Georgia Southern all on their non-conference schedule. Moving over to Conference USA, Florida International Panthers, 4-8, 2-6 last year. 5 on offense, 4 on defense coming back. Maine, North Texas, and UConn all on their schedule, non-conference schedule. Jacksonville State Gamecocks, first year in the FBS. And guess who their coach is? Rich Rodriguez. Remember Rich Rod? West Virginia, had a good thing in West Virginia. Left and went to Michigan, didn't work out so well. Should have stayed at West Virginia. Anyway, 9-2, 5-0 last year in the A-Sun Conference. 8 on offense, 6 on defense. Not too bad. They do have Coastal Carolina on the schedule, but Eastern Tennessee State and Eastern Michigan also. Liberty Flames, they were 8-5 last year when they were independent. Lost the Boca Raton Bowl to Toledo. Man, 2 on offense, 2 on defense. Ugh. Bowling Green, Buffalo, Massachusetts, and Old Dominion, their non-conference schedule. Louisiana Tech Bulldogs, who used to be a really good team. I don't know what's happened to them the last couple of years. 3-9 last year, 2-6 in conference. Things could change. They got 7 offensive players coming back, 6 defensive players coming back. They do have SMU, North Texas, and Nebraska on their schedule. Also got Northwestern State, a little bit of Northern Louisiana rivalry there. But man, SMU, North Texas, and Nebraska on their schedule, it's going to be tough. What do you think if they can get 1? Even get 2 of those games? I'm saying it's going to happen, but you never know. Middle Tennessee Blue Raiders, 8-5, 4-4 last year. Won the Hawaii Bowl against San Diego State. 5 on offense, 8 on defense. They have Alabama, Missouri, Murray State, and Colorado State as their non-conference schedule. New Mexico State Aggies, 7-6 as an independent last year. Won the Quick Lane Bowl, beat Bowling Green. Hey, 8 on offense coming back. Not too bad. 5 on defense, but hey, you can work with that. Massachusetts, Western Illinois, Hawaii, New Mexico, the rival, and Auburn, all on their non-conference schedule. Sam Houston Bearcats joined Conference USA after being in the WAC for what, a year? 2 years? 5-4, 3-2 last year. 4 on offense, 8 on defense. Might have a hell of a defense. But they got BYU, Air Force, Houston, and Kennesaw State on that non-conference schedule. Trying to see what's going on out there. Looks like I know it's not going to rain. There's no way it's going to rain here in Southeast Texas. Just because there's cloud cover doesn't mean it's going to rain. UTEP Miners, 5-7, 3-5 last year. 5 on offense, 5 on defense coming back. Tough schedule. Incarnate Word, Northwestern, we don't know what they're going to be like. Arizona, and UNLV. Western Kentucky Hilltoppers, 9-5, 6-2 last year. Won the New Orleans Bowl against South Alabama. 6 on offense, not bad. 4 on defense coming back. That's not too good. South Florida, Houston Christian, Ohio State, and Troy, all part of their non-conference schedule. A few independents that are left, because some of them have joined conferences. Army, Black Knights, 6-6, beat Navy last year. Hey, but 7 on offense, 7 on defense coming back. Keep an eye on them. Some of their notable games, UTSA, LSU, Air Force, and Holy Cross. I mentioned Holy Cross because Holy Cross has been an FCS playoff team the last couple of years, and they're pretty good. So you never know. FCS teams are always looking to upset an FBS team. Okay. UConn Huskies, they were 6-7, lost the Myrtle Beach Bowl to Marshall, the mighty Thundering Herd. Not too bad though. 6 on offense, 8 on defense coming back. Could have a good season. Some of the notable games though: NC State, Duke, and Tennessee. See what happens. Notre Dame Fighting Irish 9-4, won the Gator Bowl, beat South Carolina. 5 on offense, 7 on defense coming back. We know they always play a tough schedule every year. Well, here's some of the notable games: NC State, Ohio State, USC, Clemson, and Pitt. Think of some of the wins out of those games. Man, they're going to have a hell of a season. Massachusetts Minutemen, 1-11. Their only win last year was against Stony Brook. 5 on offense, 7 on defense. Some of the notable games they got: Auburn, Penn State, and Liberty. Maybe a tough one. And last but not least, the mighty MAC Conference, who still has divisions. Unlike some of the other people we know in the country who are getting rid of divisions, MAC still has theirs. East Division, Miami of Ohio, 6-7, 4-4 last year. Lost the Bahamas Bowl to UAB. 5 on offense, 6 on defense coming back. Miami, UMass, and Cincinnati on their non-conference schedule. Ohio Bobcats, mighty Ohio Bobcats. Since Frank Solich took over years ago when Nebraska was dumb and fired him, he's done nothing but have success there at Ohio. If I remember, I think he had to retire last year, the year before, health reasons. But hey, last year 10-4, 7-1, lost the MAC championship to Toledo, won the Arizona Bowl, beat Wyoming. 8 offensive starters coming back, 6 on defense. Their non-conference includes San Diego State, Long Island, Florida Atlantic, and Iowa State. Buffalo Bulls, 7-6, 5-3 last year, won the Camellia Bowl against Georgia Southern. 5 on offense, 5 on defense. Wisconsin, Fordham, Liberty, and Louisiana, all on their non-conference schedule. Bowling Green Falcons, 6-7, 5-3. Lost the Quick Lane Bowl to New Mexico State. That's hard to believe that you lost the bowl game to New Mexico State because they just have not been a good football team over the last several decades. But hey, they had a hell of a team. Congratulate them. Won the first bowl game in, God, I think it's, 30, 40 years, something like that. But hey, they got 8 on offense coming back, 6 on defense. Bowling Green might be pretty good. Liberty, Eastern Illinois, Michigan, and Georgia Tech on their non-conference schedule. Akron Zips, he used to be a pretty good team years ago. Not last year. They were 2-10, 1-7. 6 on offense, 5 on defense coming back. Temple, Morgan State, Kentucky, Indiana on their non-conference schedule. Last in the East, Kent State Golden Flashes, 5-7, 4-4. Not good. 0 starters coming back on offense, 4 on defense. Not good. Central Florida, Arkansas, Central Connecticut, and Fresno State on their non-conference schedule. Also not good. So, might be a long season for you Golden Flashes fans and alumni. But, hey, it's college football, so we can see anything can happen. All right, Western Division, Toledo Rockets, 9-5, 5-3. Won the MAC, beat Ohio. Lost the Boca Raton Bowl, lost to Liberty. No, they won the Boca Raton, sorry. They won the Boca Raton Bowl, beat Liberty. Hey, 9 offensive starters coming back, 7 on defense. Toledo might be a hell of a team again, might win the MAC again. They do have Illinois, San Jose State, and UMass on their non-conference schedule, along with Texas Southern. One of those might be a tough game for them. No, Illinois will. San Jose State could. Eastern Michigan Eagles, 9-4, 5-3, won the Idaho Potato Bowl against San Jose State. 4 on offense, 8 on defense. They got Howard, UMass, Minnesota, and Jackson State. Jackson State or Jacksonville State? I can't read my writing. Anyway, on their non-conference schedule. Northern Illinois Huskies, 3-9, 2-6. 6 on offense, 6 on defense coming back. Boston College, Southern Illinois, Nebraska, and Tulsa, all part of their non-conference schedule. Central Michigan Chippewas, 4-8, 3-5. 3 on offense. But you got 9 on defense coming back. You should have a good defense. You do have to play Michigan State and Notre Dame. But you also got New Hampshire and South Alabama on your schedule. So, Ball State Cardinals, 5-7, 3-5. 4 on offense coming back, 6 on defense coming back. Kentucky and Georgia are on the schedule. So is Indiana State and Georgia Southern. And then last but not least, Western Michigan Broncos. 5-7, 4-4 last year. 7 on offense. Hey, not too bad. But 2 on defense. Kind of got to be balanced there, but St. Francis, Syracuse, Iowa, Mississippi State is their non-conference schedule. So that is it. We will be back next week with our last conference previews. And then, hey, season starts August 26th, that Saturday. We usually got 7 or 8 games that day, but hell, college football is going to be back here in a couple weeks. Y'all have a great weekend. Be safe. Make good choices. Don't be like some of these college athletes that make stupid choices. Make good choices. Be safe and have fun. And we'll see you back next time.